but I think he got a little bit impatient there, and unfortunately, it just didn't really work out for him.
Yeah, we can't really praise him for that one at all.
God damn it! Okay, get me out of here. Next game, please, Kicks.
Hajima.
I'm just
Hajima!
Oh, by the way, this is a question that I was trying to work out today. You know the bit before they go into a Pro League game, or like with the Mu Pro League, they do the like weird scream. What are they actually saying? Because I couldn't work out what the Korean word is.
They're saying the player's name and then like fighting or fighting.
No. I don't mean the. I mean the commentators.
Oh, you mean for MPL? Oh,
just
so they're
in
saying,
general.
yeah, so they're saying Shija Kagesimida, which means let's go or let's get into the game.
Okay, yeah, because I couldn't work out what the actual words were in Korean. I was like, something Shijun Hasamnida or something, but I'm like, no, it's probably wrong. And yeah, it was.
Cool. You're not far off, you know. It's yeah, it's pretty iconic. You know, every time you watch APL and or ASL rather. I'm showing my roots here. Every time you watch ASL with Castor Park, that's what he says when he goes into the game. It's just kind of like an iconic Korean phrase for starting something.
Yeah.
They say it for Korean boxing matches, I think, as well.
Oh, really? I know that with Park, like, he did this insane one the other day for the MPL finals where he was doing it for like a minute, and it's like, what? I love how Brittany tried afterwards as well. It just did not work out for him.
Yeah, it's a little bit like if you hear like Spanish commentator or Spanish-speaking commentators for the World Cup or something. Every time somebody scores a goal, it's a little bit like that.
It's like goal, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you put a ... a few moments later. Oh, and then it finishes.
Okay, I've posted up the next game, so if you can jump in, we should be able to get started.
Let me just remember the complicated password for these things. Alright, stick. Down. I did have to download this because I've never played Triathlon before in my entire life.
It's the replay you're downloading.
Almost the replay, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, unlucky.
Well, I probably also the map too.
Triathlon's a really fun map, by the way. We'll get into explaining it just in a second. I'm just quickly updating the overlay. Now this is the moment where I'd usually show the intro, but it's not quite ready. I'll have it ready for Wednesday, I think, so hopefully people enjoy it.
Funny noise. There. We hooked you up. No charge, by the way, Kicks.
Okay, that seems good. I'm glad you're not charging me, because I'm quite poor.
I mean, I'm charging you.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Damn. I should have asked for that after all. That's what I get for being a good guy and try to keep the Brood War scene alive. I should have just extorted it for as much money as possible, because that's definitely why I'm here.
You're making so much bank from this. Like, what people don't realize is...
esports dollars are endless. People think I'm sitting in a chair? No. It's a stack of fat esports money.
Why do you think you went to Austin? You needed to go back to your safe because you couldn't fit anymore in your Korean apartment. It was just too full of money.
I had to drop off a few million imaginary esports doll hairs.
Okay, let's quickly have a look at who our next players are going to be and what the map's going to be. And then we can move on to the game. So this time we're going to have Gh0st, who I believe is Terran, although I think I've set him up wrong in my overlay. Although I can't really tell. We'll find out when we get in the we're in the game. He is Terran.
Yeah, I was going to say...
I forgot... I forgot I joined the game.
Okay.
Pretty sure Gh0st is Protoss.
Yeah.
Wait, Protoss? Oh, so he is. It's going to be a PvZ, it's not a ZvZ. That was my bad. But Marine is playing Zerg because he actually race picks all 3 matchups. He plays Zerg versus Protoss, which is why I should have known it was a Protoss. He plays Terran versus Zerg and Protoss versus Terran. He is the bane of my life with my overlay. But as you can see, Gh0st hasn't played yet in the STPL, and that's why he's rank 16 in round 1, because he doesn't actually have any score whatsoever. And Marine, doing a little bit worse, unfortunately, than Praise, is going to be rank 4 from last season. He actually had 1 win and 4 losses, so This is going to be his chance at redemption.
Well, that's a great thing about having one win and any number of losses, is that it's always possible for you to get that one win again.
It is. They are... I don't know how to follow that up. But moving on to the map, they are going to be playing on Triathlon. Now, this is a 3-player map, Rapid. I know you said you haven't seen this before, or played on it at least. This was actually from the 2009 PD Pop MSL, and there was some really sick games on this. Basically, there's lots of invisible eggs everywhere, which you'll see when we get into the game. And there's like an in-base natural, as well as the natural at the ramp as well, so... a little bit easier for Protoss to expand early on, they can get a really quick third gas, but the same can be said for Zerg as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
by
sure.
far the...
Fun map. Sorry.
We're gonna keep doing this, aren't we? By far my favorite, like, weird way to hack the Brood War map editor. Cloak Lurker eggs are just, like, way up there. The guy that thought that up, like, he walked around for, like, a solid day and a half. He's like, that's so cool. Oh my god. And then he did it, and everybody thought it was super cool. So I'm
And
really
then they
happy
never
that we
used
get a
it
chance to see
again
this happen.
because it made Dark Archons way too good, which is kind of ironic.
It's so sick, though. I love it.
It is, it gives them a use, but if you mind control, I mean, we may see it in this game actually, if you mind control the Arbiters on this map, you get all of the Arbiter upgrades, so you don't need to research them, which is kind of insane. But let's head on into the game and let's see if that's going to happen here in this PvZ.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so I'll start off this time. This time we have in the 12 o'clock position, it's going to be the orange Protoss. Fighting for white, it's going to be Gh0st.
And he's better, obviously.
Just a little bit. There we go.
I think they're going on about lag, but yeah.
Oh, I thought he was just BMing the other guy. It's like, well, you know, I'm just maybe a little bit better than you are. But in the, what are we calling this? 8 o'clock position in purple as Zerg is Psystorm.eu's Marine.
Oh, and it's a shame it's not on the previous map because our Protoss player is a Gh0st, so he would be able to go for the summoners anyway.
By the way, a huge thank you to Kogut for just donating $10. It means a lot, man, so thanks.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Kogut.
that goes straight to the players, not into our dirty esports coffers, right?
No, that goes to me, actually.
Oh, darn it. I missed
Thank
that
you.
again.
See, the trouble is I thought letting Rapid cast this would be good, but he logged into the Maturino page when he was at my house and sent himself all the money, so... Oh, by the way, I need to... yeah,
take me alive.
speaking of Maturino, they are one of the tournament sponsors, and they have given me some more codes. So if you do want to go onto the Maturino page using the thing that's spammed in chat by Nightbot, you can enter the code STPL2 to donate a free $1 to the match pool. And only 20 cents.
$3, you say?
And
how does that work? A free $1?
You know what? I don't actually know. It's magic.
Maybe we should talk about the actual game.
We should, yeah. And, I mean, this is going to be a PvZ. Now, I did say that on Troy, very early expansion as possible, but rather than going for the 12 necks in the back, it looks like Gh0st is going to go for one gateway. He's building it in the main, though, so he's foregoing a wall at the natural. And there we go, the high latency to get rid of the lag. All good.
Oh, and the workers are going to kiss.
Mwah.
Really wants that kiss so badly, he turns back for him.
It's the most important part of Brood War. Like, if your workers don't like high five or kiss or, you know, whatever your orientation is, that is definitely the most important part of the early game.
It is, especially in CPC. Watching for the Overlord kiss is like the biggest moment. But this is the CVP, of course. We have an early spawning pool coming up for Marine, so Marine not opting to go for an early expansion either. Gonna wait until 13 supply, and interestingly, taking the front natural. Is there any reason why you think you would do that, Cadency?
Oh, well, you might want to throw down Stunkins or something when your creep finishes, but you never really know for sure. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one you take, but interestingly, it was like extremely late, mistakenly. Like he had 300 minerals the whole time that he was not even sending a drone to the natural.
Yeah, now one thing you saw there was the drone actually got caught on the neutral eggs. Meanwhile, the probe did go through. Now, you can actually go through the neutral cloaked eggs. The way you do that is you use the gas on the other side or a mineral, kind of like how you would do it on plasma as well. Or, I guess even that's a bit confusing. A better way of trying to think of something you would mineral walk through. Maybe units. Like if you right click on the gas or a mineral, you actually lose all collision on your worker, which means you can scout through. And that's one of the things that we used more recently in Gold Rush, so...
Oh, and his Overlord is just chilling, you know? You don't need to scout really in this game. It's all about feel, for the most part.
I like to think of, you know, in Seoul and a lot of Asian and Southeast Asian countries, for people who are hard of sight, they put these bumps on the ground. They're like braille for your feet, and that makes it easier to move around the city. So obviously, this is what's happening here, and he doesn't really need to see anything. He just kind of feels where he's going as his units walk around.
Now, Marine, in case you guys do not know, is actually off. Well, trouble is I can't tell if he's off racing a Zerg or not, but basically he plays all three races. I did explain that before, but this may be a little bit harder. Gh0st obviously maining Protoss, so may have a little bit of an edge. I'm not sure how long. I know pSi Marine has been playing the game for a very, very long time though, so he may have that little edge. And as we see the Hydralisk den coming up at the natural.
Yeah, of course, my favorite build of all time. Although his back hatchery is not going to be able to send Hydras out because of the eggs blocking them.
Yeah, and it takes a very, very long time to kill those, the eggs. They have like an insane amount of armor.
Yeah, it's just going to have to be purely the economic engine that fuels his other hatcheries. A lot of times if you have... I forget which map it is, but there are a few maps where you can take like very protected base, like 1 or 2 bases, and you have those just, you know, power drones, while the other hatcheries are just used for well, I guess you're gonna have to be used for Hydras here. But what is the Protoss player going for? And the answer is a ton of Zealots.
Yeah, he's just pushing forward with his 1-gate Zealots that he's been building up so far, and his opponent is going to actually throw in the Sunken to deal with it, which is going to put him a little bit behind where you'd like to be.
Yeah,
tell me more about this Sunken. Yeah, he hasn't morphed it. Yeah, okay, there we go. Just now morphing it, but the Zealots are already here.
Yeah, this could be a little bit late.
Dicey, isn't it?
Sunkens do morph incredibly quickly, but the trouble is it doesn't protect his ramp, and here we go, the Zealots going straight into the main. And does Marine actually have anything to deal with this? Now, one thing he can do is actually pull the drones away into that protected third base. But how is he going to save his hatchery?
It looks like it's going to be a Zerglin spam, and he should really be doing drone drills on top of the Zealots. Here it is now. A little bit late, but he does eventually deal with it. Losing a lot of potential drone larvae though.
I'm sure he's really thankful for that that advice. Cadenzi, it's like, as soon as you said it, he immediately drone drilled and killed all the Zealots. I'm like, yeah, oh, okay, well, you know, that worked pretty well.
He's actually a time traveler and he's stream watching right now. This is, we're changing the outcome of the game. That's it, but here we go. Speed is finished on the Zerglings, which is going to make them a little bit better to help deal with those Zealots now. But this Corsair is doing a pretty decent job just scouting around as well, trying to pick off any Overlords that it can.
Yeah, and even his Overlord on the right side should get picked off as soon as he finds it, but it is in a strange position. You wouldn't normally expect the Overlord to be there.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what he's looking for there either. Like, maybe he's just trying to hide it, but...
Well, there is a base here, so maybe he just wants to double check there's no hidden expansion or anything.
I mean, this would be a pretty weird place for an expansion at this particular time.
Oh, the Corsairs miss it.
Oh no, maybe the one's going in.
Actually.
Wow.
Why did you say something, Zoe? I found it again. I'm pretty sure our voices are going back in time into the replay. Or at least Cadenzi's is.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit unfortunate, but it looks like Gh0st was just looking around for hidden hatcheries as well, because one thing that a lot of players do, especially if they feel confident, is if you know that you may be ever so slightly better than your opponent, then you're more likely to just scout around just to make sure there's nothing cheesy happening. I mean, he has a lot of Corsairs now. He doesn't actually have that much on the ground, though. And if Marine can actually get a decent Hydralisk count here, he may actually be able to go for a bust.
But Marine is going for 3 hatch layer on 2 gas, which is not your usual. It's maybe like a muta play.
Possibly, but going mute is when you're like you know there's so many Corsairs already is a very, very risky play.
Very strange.
He's also researching Hydra range, so it's like, you know, that would just be a weird upgrade if you're gonna go mutas, you know?
I guess it could just be for Aspire to get Scourge. Looks like he is going for Overlord speed as well. Very, very important against the Corsairs. But this is the problem with this this back base. Like, there's no way of him getting Hydralisks over there, and he doesn't necessarily want to build the Hydralisks there either, just because they won't get out for a while. So he does lose yet another Overlord.
And he's still only on 3 hatcheries, so his larva count is really bad right now. And he doesn't even have his Spire, so I'm not entirely sure why he's gone for the second gas so early.
You know, like, I know Zerg is maybe supposed to be down a little bit in supply, but I don't think you're supposed to be getting doubled up right now. Like, this is pretty weird. Like, it's not even that he's, you know, not macroing well. He just doesn't have any larva to macro with.
Yeah, one problem he does have is he's got High Templar coming towards him. There's DTs with this as well, and these Zealots do have +1.
Yeah,
Alright,
he's making a Spore, but he needs like 10 Sunkens, you know? Like,
alright, it's time to practice our alphabet. We go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 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 G. Oh my goodness, that's a little bit of a rough storm right there, but I think he's got another one.
Oh, he's storming his own Zealots!
What?
That was a great storm.
It's not even just that the storm missed, it's that it actually just only hit his units. So now the entire Protoss army dies.
But of course it was BM strats, because he's gonna kill him anyway. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, unfortunately the one Sunken has gone down. The Corsairs are just absolutely shredding these Overlords. And Marine is 43 out of 19 supply right now. That's going to take him a long time to rebuild those. And he needs to get some more Sunkens or something to try and help defend against this constant aggression here from Gh0st.
Yeah, it looks like he's not even trying to throw down Sunkens. He's putting down 1 now, but he needs like a lot more than 1, I would say. And he's only just now adding on a 4th hatchery.
Yeah, that's just the creep. That's just the
there's going to be a storm on this ramp.
Sunken.
Oh, what a huge storm!
Okay, that one was actually pretty good. More importantly, yeah, Marine just can't make any units, so like what are you gonna do?
He does have 1,000 gas though. Good thing he got the second gas sort.
Yeah, unfortunately Marine just gets a little bit caught off guard, and also I think it was lagging just a little bit because he is complaining about that.
It's impossible to tally on that.
Now, unfortunately, as the late great Tasteless would say, technology is the vehicle of esports, and this is an international tournament. So there are people from all over the world playing, so sometimes you can end up with just a slight bit of lag, and that may have happened there.
Yeah, the lag really stops you from, you know, throwing down a macro hatch to be able to spend your 1k gas at the end there. But yeah, I have accidentally lagged out and done build orders that were worse than the ones that my opponents did too.
You know what? Like, we can't really say anything. Well, we can, but we shouldn't, because Marine did his best, but unfortunately, he did get caught a little bit off guard with how good Gh0st PvZ was there. So he's going to have to train a little bit more in CVP. Hopefully, the next CVP he has, he'll do a little bit better as well, just for him, because it doesn't feel good losing like that. So
he does get the gold "You Tried" star, so you know it's a moral victory. But that does put White 2-0 up in the series. So this is really where Psystorm is going to have to, you know, pull it back.
And this is going to be their chance. We're actually going to head into one of my favorite matchups, possibly one of the